Which caliber is best for big game, 308 or 30-06? Let's check it out. Before we get into this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and be sure to follow me on Instagram. That link is in the description. Now let's check this ballistic gel test out.
Archers Talks. In this episode, my good friend Ryan Muckenhern and I, Mark Boardman, are comparing the iconic 30-06 against the also iconic 308. Who will reign supreme? Tune in to find out. Roll tape. A few caveats before we begin. We've established an 8-pound base weight for these rifles to be able to compare them against one another. Obviously, they're different rifles, so we have to maintain some sort of consistency there. We're also using box-posted velocities, grain weights, and ballistic coefficients. So when we do our shooting, no variance between the rifles shows up. We're shooting into permagel. Although an imperfect medium, as you say, Ryan, it is consistent, so it allows us to get a clear look at what's happening to the bullet shot to shot.
Now, without further ado, let's head down to the range.
First up, out of the good old 30-06, we have Federal's 180 grain Power Shocks. They're going to have an impact velocity at 100 yards of 2470. Let's send it down range and see how it does. All right, not surprising, solid performance here. We're looking at 23 3/8 inches of penetration, textbook mushrooming. The bullet is inverted upon its stop, but altogether, I'd say that's a dead deer.
All right, up to bat here with the 308. We're going to start with Federal's Power Shock, 150 grain, at a launch velocity of 2,820 feet per second and an at-block impact velocity of 2532.
Damn.
All right, shot out. Let's assess this block. Typical mushroom performance, what we expect out of a cup and core. It's like about 16 1/4 inches of penetration on that.
All right, next up we have Federal's 180.
Okay, let's be real. That round he just shot, I think he said 308, 150 grain. That was way more powerful than that 30-06. It literally shook the gel all to the point where it made the table flip over. Let's just be real, bro.
Green trophy.
Look at that.
It's like about 16 1/4 inches
That
of
is
penetration
insane.
on that.
All right, next up we have Federal's 180 grain trophy copper. It's going to have an impact
180
velocity of 2530 at 100 yards. If I'm a betting man, I'm going to say that we get better penetration, but textbook expansion. Let's press the trigger and see how it does. All right, well, if anything was on the line, I would have won that bet. An impressive 40 inches of penetration. I mean, we're talking nearly double than the traditional cup and core. They both did great, but I got to give it to the copper in this instance. Textbook expansion, bullet has nearly 100% weight retention, tons of penetration, did a great job.
All right, next down the tube is going to be the Federal Trophy Copper, 165 grain projectile. Now, you know I'm a big fan of copper because of its penetrative capabilities. I predict this is going to drive deeper. Shot out with the Trophy Copper. Assessing this block, incredible penetration, 33 5/8 inches of penetration. Characteristic textbook copper performance. Beautiful.
First up on the docket, we're going to examine shootability. What? Yeah, it's a made-up term, but it'll make sense here in a minute. When we're looking at the 30-06 and considering an 8-pound rifle base weight, it's going to generate 22.66 foot-pounds of recoil energy. The 308 is going to generate 16.65 foot-pounds, considerably less, making it more
Controllable.
shootable.
Shootable.
Yeah,
Okay.
same thing.
And a more shootable rifle is one that you'll shoot more often and likely get more efficient and proficient with.
Winner in this department, 308. So
So it looks like 308 got the
308
first
is the
point.
more shootable rifle, but you have to have something to shoot through it. I think it's time we talk about accessibility.
Yes, accessibility. How often and regular
Base
can you find
caliber, I mean.
ammunition for either one of these two rifles? So we polled the 6 major U.S. ammunition manufacturers. That's Federal, Nosler, Hornady, Barnes, Winchester, and Remington. And looking at all of their factory chamberings, their offerings at press time here, we come up with 96 unique loadings for the 308, 94 unique loadings for the 30-06. Pretty narrow margin.
But still a margin.
Yeah, and as slim as that margin is, those two put 308 up one in the accessibility category.
Barely.
All right, shootability and accessibility aside, what are these two capable of? What can they do?
You mean how versatile are they?
In fact,
Well, let's look at some figures to help get us the answer to that question. With the 30-06, you're looking at 42 unique bullet styles. Now, we're talking bullet styles, we're talking your traditional cup and core, an all copper, a match profile, things of that nature, right? When it comes to weight, we're looking at bullets from 125 grains all the way up to 220. Now, looking at the 308, you're looking at 48 unique bullet styles with a weight range of 110 grains all the way up to 220. Once again, the 308 is the winner. Now, we've talked about a few things that we'll say are happening at the gun itself, but what's
I'm gunning
happening
for 308.
at distance, Ryan?
308
Talking
already
D&D?
won.
D&D.
drop and drift. So as mentioned before, we're going to be using the box posted figures for calculating all of our ballistic information, which we provided this lovely graphic. And using our environmentals here at Vortex, they are as follows. Going to the 500-yard line with a 10-mile-an-hour full value wind, we're going to see that we need 11.66 MOA of vertical correction and 5.73 MOA for that windage correction. We compare and contrast that to the 30-06, which is actually firing a 180 grain soft point in this case, slightly heavier projectile. Negligible elevation increase, 11.68, but notable windage decrease, 4.72. We shave off over a full minute of angle there. I think looking at that, we actually have to give this one to the 30-06. It, firing a heavier projectile, did almost exactly the same in vertical correction, but actually beat out the windage correction requirement.
Pretty impressive.
30-06. All right, enough of the charts and figures. I'm tired of looking at paper ballistics here. Let's get terminal, Mark.
Let's look at the gel.
Boardman, in front of us we have the gelatin.
They tell the tale of terminal performance, don't they?
An incredible tongue twister.
Very much so. I barely got it out.
Wow. So I was shooting the 150 grain Power Shock from Federal out of
Yes.
the 308 Winchester. I ended up with 16.25 inches of overall penetration. Pretty characteristic mushroom performance in the bullet here. This is exactly what we're expecting. Decent wound cavity, not a lot of secondary fragmentation. I'd call this pretty textbook.
I would as well. Now, I was shooting the 180 grain Power Shock out of the 30-06. I got 23 3/8 inches of penetration, a little bit more. I feel like the permanent wound channel is actually a little bit bigger than the 308. Like you said, characteristic mushrooming of this bullet, a little bit of material loss along the way, but overall, did pretty good.
And I'd say if we had stepped the 308 up to 180 grain, or we had dropped the 30-06 down to a 150, I don't think we'd see a huge disparity in performance here. I still think the 308 would have fallen behind the 06 in overall penetrating capability and probably wound cavity diameter and tissue disruption and all that.
It'd be an interesting experiment, but I do agree. I think when you make some of those changes, you're kind of trading one for another, and it comes out in the wash.
Yep. I still think in terminal performance, the 30-06 takes it home.
Winner.
Now, we didn't just fire one style of projectile. In fact, we fired two. This test was the common cup and core, but we also did a copper evaluation. First try. Let's check out the blocks.
Well, all right. Copper everywhere, but not a bullet to see. At least in my gel block, there is something curiously absent, Ryan.
Where's your bullet?
Wait a minute. What is that behind your ear? Oh my gosh, it's a perfectly preserved 180 grain trophy copper from Federal.
Holy buckets!
We've got a complete pass-through, Ryan, so we're going to say 40 inches of penetration, and it really was that on the button. If you watch the video, I mean, she just kind of peeks out, plops down, but it was a complete pass-through. Yours looks perfectly preserved in the gel.
Still pretty good. We got 33 and 5/8 inch of penetration. You can see it way down here. Kind of took a little dive. But again, look at what copper does. It penetrates like crazy. This is exactly what we've come to expect from it. This is why I'm such a huge fan of copper.
It does drive. What was the grain weight of your bullet?
165.
A 165. So,
hey, if you conceal carry, you're gonna want this. It's the Vanish holster in camo. And right now we're running a buy one, get one.
Mofo.
not as heavy, but not too different at the same time.
No.
They both did great,
I'm excited.
but one did better.
It's true.
OT6.
OT6 takes it on this one.
All right, Ryan, let's tally the vote and no cheating.
Okay, so
308
shootability.
wins.
308.
Accessibility,
308.
versatility,
308.
drop and drift,
OT6.
terminal performance.
OT6.
That's 3-2. Favor in 308.
I see what you're saying there, but like the 30-06 is more. It's like more 308. How does the 308 win?
Well, it makes sense and it stands to reason. The 308 was designed to replace the 30-06 as a military cartridge. Yeah, I guess it would go hand in hand that we would see it outpace it in some respects, not all respects, some respects, on the commercial market. So as a hunting cartridge, they're almost identical, right? The 308 has a couple of attributes, a couple of merits, put a few extra feathers in its cap. The 30-06, I'm still going to give it to raw horsepower. This is something we should expect too. It's a larger case. It has more powder volume. We're going to see more oomph out of the OT6. Maybe it's a better choice if you're chasing slightly larger game.
Exactly, and it can shoot the bigger bullets faster.
Yep, absolutely.
Ryan, both of these cartridges are fantastic options from the battlefield to the back 40 to the backcountry and beyond. They are the perfect choice. They do everything really well. Well, that concludes this episode of Cartridge Talks, where the 30-aught.
Let me know in the comments which one y'all choosing, and let me know in the comments which one y'all actually own. Me personally, I got a bunch of 5.56 and 2.23 rifles and a few 7.62s, but I'm obviously going to have some 308s. That's not even in the question. Like, I'm going to have an AR-15 that's chambered in 308 very soon. And only other thing that I'm getting that's not an AR style 308 wins. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. That link is in the description. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. I'm gone.